Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Good Groceries with Tiffany. I have my little helper here again. What are we making today?
Quick and easy lasagna.
Quick and easy lasagna. So before we get started, I want to remind you to like and shimmy on down and subscribe. Let's go on over to the stove and make it happen. Okay, off you go. He's gonna come back when it's assembly time. Come on over to the stove where we have already in our pan, we have a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and we have 2 pounds of ground turkey. Okay, and we're going to brown this, but we're going to add a little bit of seasonings first. We have a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and that's to taste. In this bowl here, we have a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of fennel seed, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of seasoned salt. And these are our seasonings for our meat. And we're just going to let this go. We don't have to really babysit it too much. And we want to brown it, get it a nice good color on it, get all those seasonings worked in. If you want to add more seasonings, by all means, help yourself. This is really easy, no fuss lasagna for a weeknight. Okay, we also have some spinach that we're going to add, and we'll add that about halfway once the ground turkey has browned a little bit. And we're going to let that go ahead and cook, and we'll go over and get the rest of our ingredients together. My noodles. Now, I know this is a little bit controversial, but I do not like to boil my noodles because, again, I'm trying to get my lasagna in the oven quickly. So I use regular old lasagna noodles. I don't use the no boil ones. I don't really like the texture of those. So I just use plain old regular lasagna noodles, and I allow the sauce to cook them in the oven. Dorian, come on over. My little helper's back, my little sous chef. Okay, so what we're going to do is assemble our lasagna first by starting, well, we'll go ahead and start with our ricotta mixture. So this is 2½ cups of ricotta cheese, okay? We are going to season it up a little bit with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, okay? And we are going to add 1 egg, lightly beaten. I'm going to add that to that, and that's our binder for our lasagna. So let's give that a quick little stir and combine that really well. And you want to make sure that the egg is completely combined into the ricotta because you don't want scrambled eggs in your lasagna. All right, that looks pretty good. Nice and homogeneous. Okay, and then we have our cheese here. We have mozzarella and Parmesan cheese, and we have some marinara sauce. Choose your sauce, whatever sauce you like for your lasagna. This is a jarred sauce. I didn't make this from scratch, although we can, but we're gonna go easy today. Okay, so first let's start by, so you can do this, sweetheart. Get a scoop and put it on the bottom for our first layer of pasta. You got it? And then put it down there and smear it. Get another good scoop, Nice big scoop. There you go. And this is 4 cups of marinara sauce, folks. So then we're gonna take our spoon and just kind of smear it around, right? So this is going to prevent our lasagna from sticking to the bottom, and it needs something to kind of help it along. We have to have a lot more moisture than we typically would in a regular lasagna because we're not boiling the noodles. So we really need the sauce to help us cook the noodles in the oven. Got it? Does that make sense? We'll also add a little bit of water. So if you want to go ahead and start layering them. So the important thing to remember when you're making lasagna with noodles that you haven't boiled is they haven't gotten a chance to expand. So we don't want to shingle them on here because they need room to expand. So we want to put them about that far apart because as they cook, they are going to expand and get pretty big. Some pretty good dollops of ricotta. And you want to plop it on there, bloop, and then take the spoon and smear ricotta onto each noodle. Got it? Okay, take it away. Okay, now let's get another dollop. Nice, good, big scoop. That one? Yep, nice, good, big scoop. Nope, put it on this one over here. Oops. That's okay. And I think that's good. I think that's enough. Here, let me help you out really quick. I think that's enough to get this first layer going. Yeah, so you don't need too much. All right. And next is our cheese. So let's put this, keep this in working distance. So we have a little bit of mozz, a little bit of Parmesan. Sprinkle it over there. A nice, good, generous amount. This is also going to help beat our glue. All right,
not so
good
much
job.
in one spot.
Yeah, not so great. Not so much in one spot. You want to kind of use your instincts as you're cooking and as you're learning, little young chef. Okay, I think that's good. So the next layer would be our meat. Okay. Stop it. Okay, so this is done. We're going to move it on over to our workspace to finish our assembly. If you don't have a heat-proof counter, I don't recommend that, but this is pretty strong countertops, so we can just put it on our counter. So let's finish our assembly. So I'll go ahead and do the meat since that's the hot part. And we'll just sprinkle it on. So again, this tastes like Italian sausage because we've added the fennel, which is what gives Italian sausage its unique taste, its unique flavor. And you don't need to make a whole big old pile of lasagna. It's just a regular weeknight meal. You're not taking this to a potluck or what have you. So this is just something you can do during the week. All right, so that's our first layer. So let's get going with the rest. So we want to pour some sauce on. You can't really go wrong with cheese. And if you want more cheese, family, please put more cheese. Do you. But this is just a guideline to help you make a good quick lasagna at home during the week with your family. Getting the kids involved in the kitchen, I think, is important. It teaches them, it helps them know where the food comes from, how the food is made. It doesn't just magically appear on the table, but it takes work and everybody can pitch in. Not just doing chores, but doing the things that help edify and sustain your family as well. I'm a firm believer in that. All right, you ready? We got another layer to make. This is our last layer because our pan's not that big. Make sure that our pasta gets enough liquid to absorb while it's in the oven. Don't be scared. Don't be scared in the kitchen. All right, that's good. So we'll take our spoon and just kind of spread that around. All right, this is our last layer. Go ahead. Now we can start to kind of tuck that in. Put that way since that has a little break in it. I think it's okay. Yeah, there we go. Don't be too fussy about it, guys. Just do it. So you want to do this again? You want me to do it?
No, I'll do it.
Okay, I'm glad. Here. There you go. So like before, 3 dollops, bloop, bloop, bloop. Very good, very good. And it's important that you season your ricotta. You need to season every layer of your dish because you don't want it to be bland. It's really important to create those layers and levels of flavor in all of your cooking. And make sure that you're tasting as you're going because you don't want to serve somebody something that's too salty, that's bland. All right, this is coming along beautifully, friends, beautifully. I think we can go ahead and just, because we just have a little bit here, we just add a little bit of that. What can it hurt? Nothing. Can't hurt anything. Make us a nice, good ricotta layer. All right, let's put that in our sink and we'll spread it around. Thanks for catching that, my boy. All right. And if you don't know, my beautiful daughter is our videographer again today. She's amazing. She's actually an aspiring photographer. So I'm super glad that she gets the opportunity to do this. It's a family affair, right? You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's put some cheese.
Mixed it up.
It's fine to be mixed up.
Yeah, that's what I did on purpose.
And see, if you hold your hand up a little bit higher, it'll help you get a little bit more even distribution. Whoa.
Sorry.
Cheesy. Saucy. You're such a good helper. Okay, so we can save that for the top. So let's go ahead and add another layer of meat. And I think just for the sake of presentation, I think I'm going to go ahead and add another layer of pasta noodles. So we went ahead and got 3 more pasta shells. I mean, because I wanted to make sure that we could cap it off and make a nice presentation for our lasagna. So it'll go on top and it'll be our last layer. All right, so our meat is done. You want to pour some more sauce on?
On the front.
Mm-hmm. There we have it. Making sure that our noodles have a good amount of sauce to absorb while they're cooking. So we're going to go ahead and cap off our lasagna. I added all of the 4 cups of the marinara sauce. I went and got a little bit more just to apply on our top layer of pasta. So go ahead and put that on there. And remember, you want to allow space for them to expand. Got it? Okay. All right. We can put a little bit more cheese, not too crazy, because we'll add more cheese when it's done. Okay. And pour some sauce on top of that to moisturize that. Good job. We don't want to put too much because we do have a good amount underneath it. I think that's enough to get us going. All right, and we're just gonna spread that around. Really, again, guys, this is no fuss. Like, don't overthink it, don't overdo it, don't stress yourself out. It's lasagna. We have a 1/2 cup of water. This is important because this is also going to help our noodles expand while it's baking. And you want to pour it around the perimeter of the pan. You don't want to pour it on top, and just kind of let it settle in the grooves, not too much. All right, so we just used about 1/2 of that. So we used about a 1/4 cup. Lasagna this way because it'll, especially during the week, it'll allow me a chance to, once I get this in the oven, it needs to cook for 1 hour and 20 minutes because, again, remember, we did not boil the noodles prior to, but it does allow me the opportunity to quickly put it together. It only took about 15 minutes, maybe 20 tops, to put it together. Once you get it in the oven, then you can walk away from it. You don't need to babysit it. Then I can help this guy with his spelling words. I can help my daughter with any project she may have, and it'll kind of give me some free time there in the evening without having to stand over the stove to prepare a meal. And I made it myself. I didn't have to go get a frozen lasagna. You can actually do the same thing, making it yourself. We're gonna cover it with foil. We're gonna get it in a preheated 375-degree oven for 1 hour and 20 minutes. You can test yours depending on your oven. Yours may need to cook a little less, may need to cook a little more. But I would say probably no more than an hour and a half, maybe no less than an hour and 10 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pop it in the oven. So we'll walk over here to the oven. Excuse me, handsome. So we're gonna go over here, and I like to bake it on a cookie sheet so that it doesn't splatter and get you. 375. Middle rack, boom, you're done. Now, off to help kiddos with homework. Hi everyone, so we're back. Our lasagna has been cooking for an hour and 20 minutes. It's completely done, and we're going to add our finishing touches, which is sprinkling some more cheese on top. Ooey gooey yumminess. Oh my gosh. Just finish adding the rest of the cheese. And all right, and we're going to put our oven on broil on high. And all right, it's been 5 minutes. We're gonna take it out of the oven. Look at that. So I didn't let the cheese get crunchy because my kids don't really like the cheese crunchy. They kind of like it to be a little melty like that. All right, let's cut this here and scoop it out. This is so, oh my gosh. It's so gooey and so juicy and so good. Look at that, oh my gosh. Assembly in 20 minutes. Baking for an hour and 20 minutes. This is so good. Look at this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ha, ha, ha. Ha. So good. It's not really heavy because we don't have sausage in here. We don't have beef. It's made with turkey. You can taste the fennel. It tastes like turkey sausage. The spinach gives you, you know, just that little bit of vegetables. That you can put a salad with it, make fresh garlic bread, store-bought garlic bread, whatever makes it easy for you on the weeknight to have homemade lasagna. You've got to try this recipe. Remember, subscribe and like. That, my friends, that's some good groceries. See you next week on Good Groceries with Tiffany. Bye.